Hello.
Peace, 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 and prosperity, Miss T.
How are you? Can you tell me?
Indeed, indeed. Well, before we get started, I wanna just welcome you to TEHUT-NINE Radio, Mind TV, where we provoke thoughts and inspire thinking. I wanna ask you right now to just introduce yourself, tell the audience a little bit about who you are, and then we'll get into our conversation.
Okay, my name is Miss T. Is Queen, IV Queen, and I can be found on Facebook. I also have the Miss T is Queen Poetess page. I do spoken word, and I have poetic thoughts there that's free for everyone to read and enjoy. And I'm also on SoundCloud as Sweet T is Queen. Um, what I like to do is promote, I've accepted my mission and my calling to make a difference. And how I do that is by giving out conscious health tips. I play conscious music on my Kings and Queens Unite radio show. And we talk about social issues and current events. We do poetry ciphers. All artists are welcome if you can sing or rap, but it has to be conscious, with a message. So we have that going on. That actually is on Thursdays at 8 p.m. And the call-in number, if you want to call and check that out, is 323-870-3896. And the website is www.blogtalkradio.com/USOT. Um, so, yeah, I enjoy doing that. I've been writing and reciting poetry now for about a few years, about 2 years now. I was just sharing it on my pages one day. I've been writing it, but I haven't always shared it. And someone asked me to call into the Blog Talk radio shows, and it went on from there. Everybody enjoyed reading it and hearing it, and I decided to make my own show and do more of promoting good and conscious works because you don't usually hear good music nowadays. So instead of turning on the radio to hear the same things, you can actually hear, like underground good music with a good message to it. So that's what I'll be doing in my
Okay,
spare
okay.
time.
Well, wow. Thank you so much for all that you are doing and all that you have done so far to continue to spread consciousness and positivity to the community. Um, so, what does the T stand for? Let's get to that. Let's start with that. For what does the T in Miss T stand for?
Well, Clara, Cat, T stands for Tayana, which is my first name. And put the name Queen on the end because I know my history, and that's a way of consciously stepping up into my womanhood. I actually have a signature piece that I wrote for queens because someone asked me one day, what does it mean to be a queen? And I'm going to have to do a part two for the kings, but yeah.
Well, let's hear what it is that it is to be a queen. Let's hear that piece if you don't mind.
All right. Okay. This piece is called Queen Goddess. Read and listen well so these lessons can dwell. From the age of 10, your daughter should have it sunk in. What are the makings of a queen? I was asked. To understand the word queen, you have to know that at the very beginning of a sister's being, that we were gods and goddesses. This supreme recipe is a woman's destiny. In stone, gold, and DNA, the power behind civilization is all because of a woman's life. A queen goddess needs to have mastered herself, to realize she has powers and know how to use them like a radio tower, spotting weak signals yet having good potential. Attributes include kindness, humble, true, and firm, to create and guide, to reclaim her respect that was taken away from her Nubian birthright. Wear your crown with pride and dignity. Say what you want and what you don't. Say what's right and learn what's wrong for you. You are the key opponent in the original Trinity. Man, woman, and child. Queens don't attack queens because we know the importance of unity, to nurture and strengthen, to be there to listen. She understands her natural beauty and has self-worth, is complete, aware and optimistic, plus maintains home logistics. She adores being by a king's side, but not left behind. Her actions bring joy and satisfaction with peace that's everlasting. It's more than in the saying, it's in the doing. So I hope my description gives someone insight on what's been missing within them. A queen has her faith and can stand alone when things go wrong. She rebukes lies and never hides when it's time to represent, letting you know that calling yourself and others out their name only make you look sick. Queens know that good association is the beginning of positive motivation. Girls to women to queen goddess, let this mentality not part from us. As John loves us, may we love one another and stay out the gutter because there's nothing there for you. You will know good people by their thought patterns and good deeds. Pure love from within, queens and kings united, we will win. Maya Angelou's phenomenal woman is what we should know and show. Ladies, when we can stand apart individually on our own throne, we can stand together and be nothing but strong. And that's the thing about being a queen. In peace.
Wow, that's what's up. That's what's up. I like that. I like that. That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. A queen has powers like a radio tower. Knows what she want and what she don't. It's more in the doing than just the saying. I heard it all. That's dope. I like that. You know what I mean? How you said you've been writing poetry now for about a year?
I've been writing since high school and college, off and on for about 10 years, but I didn't start sharing it until a few years ago. And I was encouraged actually by friends and family and fans and followers who tell me how much they get out of, poetry. And, to me, poetry is the beginning of music. You speed it up and it's a rap. You slow it down and it's a song. So if somebody can express their thoughts in any kind of way and put it out there in a way that it could help another or what you've been through or have been through or going through, then, I salute and give props to everybody who can do that.
So, do you feel like when you are writing your poem, your poetry, that you are actually creating a music? Is that how you feel about it?
It's going to eventually be into a book with a spoken word CD. I hope to have that out by within the next year. But no, when I write, I just freestyle. I might just have something on my mind, and I'll grab my pen and paper and write it down and see what comes of it. But some of them, yeah, I hear a beat in my head. So
That's
I'm not that good of a singer, but I probably will hand over my poetic thoughts to some and see if they could do something with it, make a song or something out of it. Because I like music with a good message in it. And like I said, we are lacking that in our society today. And so that's what
indeed,
my show
indeed.
is trying to, is get on the bandwagon with that, uh, bringing conscious music and conscious topics to the forefront that you might not otherwise hear.
Indeed, and I can definitely relate to that. the lack of more conscious material being shared over the airwaves, whether that's on the radio station or on the television screen. I hear an accent. Is that a St. Louis? Is that a Kentucky accent, or is that from somewhere else? Where is that accent from?
Yeah, I'm country fan now. I was born and raised in Illinois, and I left there about 10 years ago. I went from Chicago to Nashville, Tennessee. Now I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. So I guess it's up north and down south mixed up, So I think I got a little country twang in me now, which I love the smaller city country versus a big crowded city. So yeah, it's nice.
Okay, well that's what's up. So from Chicago, the Midwest, now you're in Kentucky. What
Um,
were you? What was it like growing up in? Did you grow up in Chicago or did you grow up in in Louisville?
I grew up in Chicago. I've only been here in Louisville for the past 5 years, and it actually wasn't that bad. Like I think it just started getting bad about 10 years ago with the violence. It seemed like they have a purge going on. My blessings is up to them. My hometown and a lot of other cities, the violence is just ridiculous, and I'm aware of what's going on around the world and within the United States, but it actually wasn't that bad of a place to live not too long ago. And it has a lot of culture to it. And
So what was it like growing up though? I mean, like you said, it wasn't that bad. I have a lot of family out there in Chicago. Do you still have a lot of family out there, or is everybody kind of relocated now?
yeah, I have two sisters still out there, and then my two brothers are in New York. So we spread out, but I enjoy going to the museums and to watch the live bands play and to taste the different culture and varieties of food, and watching the stage plays, and there's all kind of things to do there. If you put your mind to it and want to do something worthwhile.
Were you always artistically inclined? Were you always involved in things artistically even when you was growing up, or was that something that you discovered later on in your adult life?
Um, I think I discovered it once I got past my teenage years. I was wilding out then, and I wound up going through juvie and group homes and things. My parents was very religious, and they was like, you gotta slow your roll and get stuff together. And so after that, after sitting, having to be sat down, and locked down, you have no choice but to get your mind right and your thoughts together and find creative ways to release everything that's going boggled up in your head. So, writing and poetry was a good outlet for me to do that. And so I've continued on with it.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad you found an outlet to exercise some of those demons or whatever you were dealing with, because that's how I felt like when I started writing poetry. I felt like it was just therapeutic in a sense because it gave me a release. It gave me like a way to vent like some of my frustrations, or just express my my emotions in a way where it wasn't as destructive as smoking or drinking, or what I mean,
Mm,
doing stuff
yeah,
like that, you know what I'm saying.
right.
And it was actually, it was inspiring. It became so inspirational to just like see what you can actually do. Like when you look at some of the things, I don't know if you experience this. When you read back some of the things that you've written, sometimes it amazes me. I'm like, wow, did I really write this?
Yes, yes. I look back at my work all the time, and a lot of it, people might not get, but I can look at it and see like different places that I've been in my life, and I can take my own advice. When you write, you're talking to yourself in a sense. If nobody else is there listening. And yeah, it's very good. And I heard you. I saw you on your video reciting a spoken word piece, and you do good too. You're very good at what you do.
Thank you,
Mm.
Queen. Appreciate that. Um, so fast forward and speeding stuff up. You've grown up now. You know, you have a family. I presume. I heard you say something about your son earlier. Do you have children?
Yes, I have one son from my marriage. I was married 12 years, and I've been divorced about three, and he's 15 from, met my high school sweetheart, and we wound up eventually getting married. Yeah, but I don't have one son, and he's 15, and he's going through the same things I went through, like all teenagers do, like just bored and don't have anything to do. So congratulations, PJ, if he's wind up reviewing this, because he has a job now that's going to keep him out of these streets, because it's nothing there for you. And, I let him
Congratulations,
know.
PJ.
Yes, I let him know, what I've been through, and I'd rather him hear from my experience than him try to do it and fall on his face on his own. And that's what I do. I put out advice, coping skills, leadership, motivation, any subject you think of, I can write about, you know, or tell you something about it, because I've been through a lot. So I just use my experiences to learn and to help others learn.
That's beautiful, my sister. Besides your creative talent, what do you do professionally? Do you do is this what you do, or do you do something else?
I've been nursing for 10 years. I'm a professional licensed nurse and massage therapist. So I do that for my profession, and I write, for a hobby.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Massage. I definitely could use a massage therapist right now. Sometimes
Yeah, I work over at the VA hospital here in Fort Knox with the vets, and I hear a lot of stories from the soldiers, and I salute all of them as well. But yeah, it's I encourage them, anybody who's had any traumatic experiences in their life, that you have to release it and put closure to it, or it will continue to bother you. And so, yeah, I've enjoyed working over that. And I've been doing that, yeah, for the past 10 years now.
okay, so you're a healer. You actually help people to recover and to you know to heal and feel better about themselves. That is absolutely important. And thank you for for what you do for the people you do what you do for. Um, Let
Yeah, I
me
appreciate
ask
it.
you now about you talked about a little bit about a radio show that you have. I think it's the Kings and Queens Unite radio show. And how did that? Let's tell me about how that idea developed. What was the genesis of that?
Thank you for that question. Well, yeah, when I was sharing my work when I first got on Facebook and started networking, then my brother, a friend of mine, he told me about the blog talk radio shows, which is shows that you can call into, and it's broadcast internationally. It's not just in one city or another. And so once I co-hosted and hosted around on other people's shows, I said I need to go ahead and make my own, because I wanted to have my own program, which actually is, I'm a promoter of good works. If you have black businesses, you can call in and promote that. or yourself or your book or your poetry, and or your music that you got. I'll review it, and if I like it, then I'll play it, free of charge off of GP. I think that um, you know, I think that that's an important thing to do, and we do. It's just a nice thing to have it on your downtime, something that entertainment, but also you're learning something along the way. It's not like just sitting around watching TV all day and you're not learning nothing. This is an outlet where you can actually learn something and be entertained. And I decided to title it Kings and Queens because I wanted people off top to already have it consciously in their head that this is a higher level programming, that we have to do better, that if you're going to come correct. I don't want to hear bitch, nigga, hoe, and all this stuff. You can play on the radio and hear that. I want to hear, be more creative with what you've been through. And, you have a chance to put it out there in a respectful way where everybody can get something out of it.
Awesome. I just love your spirit and your drive. It seems like you are unbounded by nothing. Nothing is bounding you down or holding you back. You here you are somewhat of a social worker or a healthcare profession in the healthcare profession,
Hmm.
but you're creative. You write. You're very good at it. You've gone into media and broadcasting. Obviously you love to help people. What do you how do you describe how would you describe yourself if you could in a short summary?
Let's see. I think you said I'm a person who has been through the system. I'm from both sides of the street, the good and the bad. I'm street smart and book smart. And I'm now in my mid 30s, and I'm someone who is just, I'm still in a learning process every day, and I am for my people and seeing improvement and better ways for us to go. So that's what I'm about, giving people the what they need and getting what I need from myself as well.
Okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Uh, when is the radio show? What days do you broadcast or do you do your actual taping?
I go live. We go live every Thursday, and I sent you an invite. I welcome you to come on because I want to hear you do one of your spoken word pieces. I think you're amazing, a revolutionary poet. Those I really enjoy hearing. And it's Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, and the phone number is, again, is 323-870-3897. And we do conscious music. Well, in the beginning, we talk about a current event. Tomorrow's topic will actually be the importance of what you're putting into your mind. It's mind over matter. And the music, if you're listening to music and your children listening to music, you need to know what message is being pounded in their head from day to day because it will affect the actions that you have later on down the line. So that's going to be a brief topic, and then we're going to go into a poetic cipher where all of the poetic people will line up and read their personal pieces, and then we're going to go into a music segment within the second hour and play conscious hip hop. And that'll be brought to you by Derek Bush, my other host of the evening.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Let me ask you this. In the town that you live, do you host also a live event? Is there a poetry cafe that you go to, or do you have a do you organize anything like that? Especially with the radio show, I would think that would be a great marriage between an actual event where people come to probably once a week or once a month, and you do either open mic or featured performances. I don't know. Do you do anything like that?
Yes, yes. We have 502 poets, and that's in the poetic industry here. It's a small community, but it's growing, and we have live events where people can come and do their spoken word. Mm, I'm trying to think of his name, but I'm gonna have to share that with you on my event page. Uh, but yeah, we're getting more and more into that. We're trying to collab the radio shows where we can actually do it live there at the event and let people get the chance to see it and hear it and be a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do go on stage and do and perform my pieces as well.
Okay, and I would love to see some of your performances. Do you have anything online? Is there a YouTube channel that you have up, or is everything on your Facebook page where people can find it?
I actually am going to create me a YouTube page. Thanks for the reminder because I had a lot of videos and they was from other people's phones and things when I was doing my performances. So they kind of got lost and I had to make me a new Facebook page because I got locked out of my other ones. So I'm going to expand past Facebook and yes, definitely get my videos on YouTube so that you all can see some performances live in action.
Okay, well before we wrap it up, I'd love to hear at least one more piece from you. Anything new or anything that you of your choosing really. Go ahead. Anything that you want to do. Let's do your favorite point.
Okay, I have one, and this is some wordplay that I enjoy, and it's about poetry. But I also was just sitting listening to some music one night, and I said, "Well, how can I make my words dance like this music is dancing in my head?" And so I came up with this piece, and it's called "Poetry in Motion" by Miss T. is Clean. Talk that talk. Now walk the walk through a verbal story that's in the vortex of my mind. Y'all got that mental stimulation. I know what's real and what's to play. Some personal and emotional, but let's have some fun today. I like when things are steady yet not. Like night rides that get me hot and cool wherever I wish I may. I wish I might. No stress and like a musical song stress. Listen to the mellow jazz and R&B vibe, effortlessly floating to the melodies. A taste of sweet chocolate symphony. Main course and plenty of side dishes come together and collide in the slide of a creamy bliss. Caress my body with each stroke of your formal and informal touch. Till the sun sets or rise, ride or die. Sunshine every day through the cloud and the world's wicked ways. You picked me up into this poetry in motion, a matrimony extended, perimeters and expenditures and the expanding and understanding of jewels and gems. Brown clouds more than cloud 9, more than a dime just right on time. Subliminals are rapid, not all the time literal, but she's got to have it. Regal on the ground, flying like an eagle by the sounds of you and you. Licking and sticking, poking. Give me that deep stroke thoughts that you care to share. As I taste the magnitude of the ocean in motion, your food is good. My sweet tea is like it should be. Just me in a mini vacation for however many hours, however many days of the week. My mind don't shrink, but breaks. And then I hear the congos now. Hold my hands and let's sway. Two-step and cherish the time in our rhyme. Boom and tick to the clicks. Jump at the mix, head nod at our sticks. Shoulders brush, so we gon' bounce, rock and non-stop. It's hot, but never cold in our warm purple rain. Poetry in motion is our favorite game. Us players have no shame. You make love to me as I do to you. Leaking the creeks, messing up my sheets 'cause I'm rolling, brain swollen, speed it up with a pill, you know the deal. And all I gotta do is say yes, 'cause baby I deserve the mind spinning of my wheels to the potion of poetry in motion. Soft to slow, fast and hard, rock and steady. Yes, baby, make it deep and unique. You got the next beat? Now go. In peace.
Wow, I don't know what to do after that. That is crazy. That's dope. That's very creative. I like it, and I'm sure you get quite a good reaction from that one when you do it, don't you?
That's one of my favorites. Yeah, I had to make the words move on that one.
What was the inspiration behind that? What inspired that? Was it just to, like you said, to make the words dance, or did you already have the concept in mind? To make it, kind of play off, intercourse using like the terminology that you use.
Yeah, I just got caught in the right moment, in the right mood, and listening to my slow jams. So I wanted something um, as intimate as expressing our thoughts and mixed with creative words as well.
Yeah, yeah, it was very moving and very creative, and I wanna thank you so much for that. So we're gonna wrap it up here, everyone. And we wanna thank you again, Miss T. You were absolutely a pleasure to talk to. Hopefully we
Thank
can
you.
do this again. Make sure y'all join her tomorrow. I'll be on that show as well, the Kings and Queens radio program, which begins at 8 p.m. on Block Talk Radio. Please give them the information where they can go to listen, and the call-in number if someone wants to call in and probably also join the cipher. Or is that I don't know how you have that set up, if it's a call-in thing or if it's a prearranged list of people, but please give them information again.
Yes, the blog talk is www.blogtalkradio.com/USOT. And the phone number, we start at 8 Eastern, is 323-870-3896. So write that down. That's Thursdays every night at 8, from 8 to 10. And we do have open mics, so I do open the lines. Once I see your hand raised, you press 1 on the phone, and you can come in and speak about what you heard or share a piece with us as well.
Okay, so there you have it. Thank you again, Misty. Any last words? Anything else that you want to share with the community? Please feel free to do so right now.
I want to thank you for having me, and I appreciate being here. I just want to say one love for everybody to be careful, be conscious, and to be safe.
Thank you. Lastly, everyone, thank you again, Misty. This is Mind TV. I'm your host, TEHUT-NINE. This is where we provoke thought and inspire thinking. Please make sure y'all check out the Kings and Queens Unite radio show tomorrow on Block Talk Radio with Miss T IzQUEEN. And my sister, much love and respect to you.
Thank you.